Hey there survivors, how's it going? I'm your host Douglas here at Drownboy Productions, bringing you another Scream and Ghostface collector's video. Well, not so much a collector's video. Today we are actually taking a look at the Scream 7 trailer. It has finally arrived. I was already here at the Lucky Rabbit shooting another very special video when I got the notification that the trailer has finally been released. Now, so far for Scream 7, I have pretty much managed to avoid most of the spoilers. Obviously, these days it is very difficult to avoid spoilers, but once the trailer is out, it's pretty much impossible. And with some films, it being spoiled for you will ruin it for you a little bit. There's some aspects that you won't enjoy as much, but with certain films that have a mystery aspect, like the Scream franchise, those spoilers can be pretty devastating. So as I have with every other movie, I have avoided spoilers so far, but now that the trailer's out, the trailer literally just dropped, so I have no clue how spoiler heavy it is, but we're gonna go ahead and take a look and I'll give you guys my first thoughts and opinions. The thumbnail looks to be either Ghostface holding a candle or a match. Let's find out. Wow. I actually like that trailer, I think, a good bit more than maybe even Scream 6 and Scream 5. I would probably have to watch those side by side to tell you my thoughts and opinions. 7 looks like they definitely showed quite a few kills, so I'm interested to see how that pans out. Obviously these days, most trailers have to show you a lot of the action to get people invested and interested. I'm not a huge fan of showing all the tricks and the cool kills that we're going to be seeing ahead of time, or even heavily alluding to it in a trailer, but overall, it didn't seem like it spoiled too much main plot-wise. It looks like there were definitely some elements of some plot points that were spoiled early on in Scream 7's production that look like they're present in the trailer here. Not everything, but some aspects, so I'm curious to see how much of that ends up being true. Obviously, these days too, with stuff like that, it can be a guessing game, but sometimes you do get stuff from legitimate sources that unfortunately leak it way before we're ever going to get the chance to actually enjoy it. We do see Mindy and Chad in the trailer, but it looks like this movie is definitely more focused on Sydney and her daughter. Oddly enough, I don't think we saw Mark in the trailer at all, so we'll see if he makes an appearance in the movie or not. I'm pretty sure he's already been cast and that's already been announced, so I'm pretty certain he's in the movie, but we'll see how much he's in the film. Maybe the fact that he's not in the film very much leads us to believe he dies pretty early on. Obviously, tours have been going on for quite a while, but I believe at this point it pretty much just is an Airbnb. You can stay there overnight, not just as a very exclusive thing for an event, but just in general you can book to stay there. It looks like we did have some new stab posters and stuff like that in the back, so that's pretty interesting. The setup for the house itself, how they have it laid out as an actual true crime tour almost, is pretty cool. But the movie does go ahead and show us that the house will not last because it is definitely getting burnt down. Now, I'm willing to wager that the whole scene with the house is the opening scene of the film, being how much they showed us of that scene in particular. Obviously, only time will tell, but I am really excited. I'm actually more excited for 7 than I thought I was going to be. Now, as far as the mask, it looks like we have pretty much just the standard white EU back. Obviously, at this point, we've pretty much given up all hopes of one of the vintage style masks making an appearance in the movie, but we do have a nice looking EU. It's hard to say how different the robe design is, but it does look pretty similar to the Scream 6 design, and of course that would make the most sense, being that was the most recent film they produced. Ghostface mentioning that where Sydney is living now reminds him of where they grew up, obviously links the killer to being one of the originals, and we're pretty sure that Billy Loomis is definitely dead. Stu has obviously been up in the air for years now. Fans have been back and forth on whether Stu is definitely 100% dead or could definitely be out there pulling some strings, or now may even be in the driver's seat again. And being that we hear a Matthew Lillard voice line at the end of the trailer, I'm willing to bet they're pretty much just trying to tell us that Stu is back. Either that or they're going really far out of their way to try and lead us to believe that Stu is back, just to subvert our expectations at the very last moment. I'm pretty sure it was confirmed months ago that Matthew Lillard is in fact going to be in Scream 7 in some capacity, whether it's just voice lines, some flashback scene, or potentially even just there he is as Stu. I guess we'll see. I want to know, how would you all feel if they ended up pulling the whole "it's Stu's twin brother" type situation? How would you feel about that? If it wasn't actually Stu himself, but his twin brother? There's a lot more that could be said about this trailer. We could sit here and pick this thing apart all day long. Another random detail I will mention that I liked is, of course, when we see the first shot of like the town, the street view, we do see that they're playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the theater, so that's pretty cool. This is Scream. Obviously we're gonna have horror movie references, but so far they haven't really beat us over the head with them in the trailer at least. Now, for those of you watching, if you've noticed any details I did not mention in today's video, please be sure to leave that in the comment section down below. Some stuff I didn't mention on purpose, but there are certainly some things that I've obviously missed. This is only my first time viewing it, but I gotta say, overall, I think I feel a little bit better after watching Scream 7's trailer than I did watching 5 or 6. They felt like they gave away a bit too much. We'll see how much this one gave away exactly whenever it comes out, which looks to be in February, which is my birthday month, so I already know how I'll be celebrating. And with that being said, I think that about does it for today's video. Just a quick little reaction and review of the Scream 7 trailer for you all. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I love you all, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.